Hey, I just wanted to do a video for Tara. I had reached out to Tara asking her for a specific meal, and she could pick any meal on her plan, and what I said I would do is come up with a recipe and show her, something that she can make with that meal. So it can include subbing, not subbing. I do plan to kind of do this with all of you as well. So today I am going to make a white chicken chili, and Tara's plan calls for chicken breast, russet potatoes, cheese, some fruit, and veggies. So I'm going to show you how to sub and how to put this all together. What I want to do is start with the sub for the cheese. So cheese is a fat, and in Tara's plan, she gets to have quite a bit of cheese at this meal. So what I wanted to do is use half the cheese and sub the other half for oil, an olive oil, so that I can cook my garlic and onions up in the oil. So I went ahead, went into the food calculator, plugged in the cheese, or actually the amount that I plugged in was just the amount I wanted to sub for. So I wanted to save the other bit of the cheese for the topper to the chili for afterwards. So I just kind of want to record this whole thing because I want to show you how quick and easy it is to throw a meal together. Let's start with some onion, and this will count as part of your veggie. And then we're going to mix some garlic in the pan with the onion. And then I'll add the oil. So Tara, for you will add, it'll be 1 teaspoon of olive oil. And if there are specific meals that you want to see me make with your planned foods, then I want to know when I reach out to you what meals those are. Because I don't want to put something together that you're like, oh yeah, well, I hate eating that, because that's not going to be any fun for you. So I just chopped up some of that onion, stick it in my pan. Garlic, the big monster mama garlic. Oh, which reminds me. Oh, I did get more. All right. Thought I had to put it on the grocery list. I have it. Smells good. Garlic. And now I'm just going to add the teaspoon of oil to that, and I'm going to start to brown that up. I have also this jalapeno garlic, or not garlic, but jalapeno oil. This stuff is amazing, and it's hot. It's spicy, so if you like spicy food, this is a great olive oil to use. So, stir that up. We'll start to get that browned. In the meantime, let's go ahead and weigh out the chicken. So, always helpful, have your proteins prepped and ready. This stays in my fridge. I always will have protein or always have chicken prepped and ready in my fridge. Now I don't have to worry about cooking it. So every meal I throw together is going to be really fast. I'm going to weigh this out. So Tara, you would weigh this out obviously and use the amount on your plan. And then when I get too much in here, the dog gets it. He doesn't mind. There's that. So I've got the chicken weighed out. And then we're going to add in some chicken broth. start with about a cup. It'll probably be closer to 2 cups when we're done because I'll kind of add fluid as we go. I'm just going to set this aside. Stir. And I just kind of want those onions just to become a little translucent. I'm going to get another bowl. So we're going to sub out the carb, which on her plan is potatoes. And I want to sub that out for some white beans. And I'm using just white northern beans. So what I did is I went into the food calculator and I'll show you a picture of it. All right. So I plugged in russet potatoes. Is it backwards? I don't know. But 200 grams. And then I picked just any beans for the carb. Doesn't really matter which ones because I just really want to see how many calories are in the potato. So it tells me there was 159 calories in the potato. So here you can see that in 130 grams, we have 90 calories. So I did the math. And if we have 160 calories of russet potatoes that we can use, that means we can use 160 calories worth of the beans. Well, the beans are in, 90 calories. So if we have 2 servings of beans, it's just going to be too much. It'll be 180 calories. So we get 1 full serving, of course, which is the 90 calories, and then the rest. So we take 160, subtract 90. That means we can have 72 additional calories. We can't have the full 90, so the 72. We're going to divide that by 90. 72 divided by 90 gives us 80%. You're going to multiply that by 130, which was how many grams are in a serving. So that tells us we can have 104 additional grams. So we get 1 full serving, which is 130, plus an additional 104 grams. So we figure that out, and what I kind of want to do is save some beans to be, I gotta turn that off. I want some beans to remain whole and some beans to remain kind of mashed up. So total we get 234 grams. So I'm just going to measure those out. 234. It's smelling good in here with those with that garlic going. Okay. That's almost the full can. Like literally there's like 7 beans left in there. I'm just going to pull a couple aside. And then I'm going to keep the rest in here and just mash them up. They're super soft, easy to smush. And obviously this recipe would be going even faster if I wasn't trying to sit here and, talk it through or instruct it. Oh, yum. These smell good. All right. That was easy. Now I'm just going to add all of this to my pan with the broth, and I will add more broth if I feel more is needed. Adding in all the chicken in the broth. mix that up. So now you kind of have the illusion of having a nice creamy based soup. You're going to get a really good flavor, but it totally fits your plan, and it's not heavy cream, and so it's not like you're wasting a bunch of fat in your meal. I'm going to let that heat up, and then I'm going to add in some green chilies. This would count towards your vegetable, just as the onions. I like the hot version. I like it spicy. If you have a jalapeno pepper, you can add in some jalapeno pepper. And then for seasonings, we're going to use oregano, cumin, and if you have cayenne, you can use cayenne, otherwise crushed red pepper flakes. And if you don't like spice, leave that one out. I'm just going to add some of these in. You do about half a teaspoon of cumin, and same with the oregano. I don't ever measure these, I just pour. And it always works when you don't have a lid on your flakes. I would not suggest using half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes or cayenne, or you're going to burn your mouth off unless you like that. So it's kind of coming to a boil. Looks like my fluid is still at a good level. I'm going to go ahead and just add the extra beans. And just let it kind of simmer up a bit. I don't think I'll need this. I need to be sure that I have a bowl big enough, because volume. We love recipes with volume. So boil that up just a little bit more, and in the meantime I can weigh out my cheese. And remember, in the first part of this video I told you we were subbing half of our cheese, so I'm only going to use half the cheese. And then, you know, Tara, on your plan as well, you have half a serving of fruit. So personally, I would just keep that separate and use it as something sweet to eat afterwards, like a dessert. Another thing you could do is sub it for a tomato. That sub, when you sub fruit for a tomato, yeah, the amount is a lot. So you would get a lot of tomato with this. And that's about it. So soup is done. Let's see if it'll all fit in my bowl. I don't know. It's a lot. Oh, it smells so good. So it might be that I have to have seconds then, huh? It's gonna fit. Oh, barely. It's almost overflowing. Look at that. Dump my cheese on top. check that out.